Let's see if we get a fun Death Knight. We actually haven't played a Death Knight in a while. Like 5, 6, maybe 7 drafts, maybe. My Death Knights just don't feel as good as my Warriors, or my Shamans, or my Priests. But maybe this one will be different. Maybe we'll get some cool cards. I do like Body Bagger. I think I would rather have Soul Breaker than Glacial Advance, I think. Argus is okay too. Pretty good with Malignant Horrors. Wow, we actually got this guy. You never see him. I'm not sure if he's even that good though. I'm not really sure if double green is a good thing anymore. I think I'm kind of down to just have one of each rune. So you're really limiting the amount of Death Knight class cards you get. I think by taking something like this, you exponentially increase the amount of Clockwork Automatons and 3 mana 0/7s and 3 mana 1/4s you're gonna see. Plus Creeper's just a good card. I don't think this card is what I want. Yeah, I'll take a Battle Master, it's fine. Like I just never want these. So we'll take Glacial. Like here, theoretically, like you wouldn't be offered this card. This could just be like a turd neutral. You have a higher chance of seeing fewer Death Knight cards. I'll take the Death Strike too. I think a Scalebane over a second Battle Master. I don't want to pick up too many 6s. Oh my god, Pandaren, that's unfair. I don't know if I've seen a single one of those since they have adjusted like a single Vizier or Panda in a Death Knight deck for myself. My opponents share all the time. Florist? Maybe the drafting system would be better if they give the option to take 2 copies. That way everybody will build a strong deck. The more simplistic way of doing it is to just not offer bad cards, and then people get stronger decks. But yeah, you could do a lot of things. But they don't have the capability to have that in right now. They do have the capability to alter what's in the pool, so... Don't really like this card. I'm just gonna take a 2. It's so boring, I hate that card. Well, I love that card in Shaman or Druid. Let's pass these old cards, take this new card. Let's take the Rhyme Sculptor. I actually like Shallow Gravedigger, even though it's bad. I just like getting cards, you know, but... Take another Soulbreaker. Just avoiding any of these old cards. I really feel like we have a bunch of class cards because we avoided that double Unholy card. Let's take that. Never lucky. Can't even take Finja here. One of my all-time favorites. I think YSERA is still better than Sneed. I'm a YSERA main. I hate Sneed. No chart isn't that old, but it feels like it. That's true. It's a little newer, but it's older than 2 weeks old, so it's shit. All right, let's take YSERA. And do I take the egg? Can I ever take the egg? Probably not. Mystic's fine. I need 2s. You know, I feel like Corpse Explosion's kind of bad sometimes, but I suppose right now we don't have any way to use our corpses, and we have a YSERA in the deck, which sort of makes me want him a little more. It turns off the ability to get green cards, but maybe that's okay. I have a Pandaren too, so being able to discover like 1 Scourge or something. Alright, I guess we're double red. I'm double red, that's fine. I like Bloody Knight. I don't really like those too much. I think this is better. Sneeze immediate board reaction, but YSERA's value. Well, a lot of the times YSERA is too, right? Like you just dream and you Nightmare. Just you have to do it on 10 or 9 for Nightmare. Let's take the 2. Like here, once we picked up the double rune card, I'm just theoretically, so far, we have not been offered a single class card, right? Acolyte's insane. I need to fix the curve, but Acolyte's too good to pass. Get Toll here. More Acolytes. I mean, I could run an Amber Whelp. We have YSERA, the other 5 drop, but I mean, the Acolytes are absurd. Gain attack for Frost. Just really don't have a lot of ways to utilize the corpses. This spits out 2 undead. Maybe that's the thing. But Rust-Rot lets you trade and try to find YSERA. There's value in that too, but I guess this lets you draw 2 cards, which might be good too. I'll just take the 2. I think I might take the 2 here. I like this card, but I don't have a lot to do on 2, and I don't have a lot of cards that inherently really value the buff. I think I'll just take this. Card's good, this card's good. Let's mix it up. We'll take one of each. And then I don't think we want a third one of these, so let's take one of those. I think I want a 2 over that. We still just don't have a lot of 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's our 6th 2. We'll just end up with one of these anyway. And finally, there. It's hard to find stuff that uses corpses. No. 60% of decks have Malignant Horror in them. So no. You're actually more likely to get a Malignant Horror than not. And they are the best singular way and easiest way to use corpses. That's just one card.
Stop me then.
It's easy in that regard. I'd say it can be difficult if you don't get that card specifically. Toughen Stuff. Thank you for the follow, Toughen Stuff. And I realize now that I need to pee after this game, I guess. Jay Jota, thank you for the follow. What's the ideal breakdown of cards by mana cost for Curve? I like to have 5 or 6 2s at least. Like real 2-drops, not like Frostbolts and Flash Heals and stuff like that. Like minions I can play on 2, at least 5, but probably 6. And some decks are probably fine to run 7 or 8 even. I probably want to have at least 5 or 6 3s. So let's say 6 2s and 6 3s, and then let's say like 4 4-drops. So that puts us at 12, 16. That's half of our deck. I think like half my deck being in that range is pretty pretty accurate. I don't necessarily need any 1s. Like I don't need to take an Elven Archer just to have a 1-drop, but I'll take a Peasant over a Sleepy Dragon, for example. And then, you know, probably like 1 or 2 3 5s, maybe 1 or 2 6s, a couple cards that cost more than 6, and then you kind of disperse. Like I'd rather have 10 cards that cost 2 if 7 of them are minions and 3 of them are Frozen Touches, right? Cards I wouldn't necessarily play on 2, but they cost 2. I'd still much rather have a bunch of cheaper cards than just be like, well, I need a 7, I need an 8, I need a 9. Like, I don't need any of those. Do you see Corpse Bride a lot? Not since the adjustments. I think they reduced the rate at which you see it. I think cards that remove a board and summon a board, or cards that summon a large board, or cards that discovered a card for the most part were hit. So all the double rune cards are not unable to be drafted, but maybe instead of being in 50% of decks, they're in like 5 or 10%, which, you know, is a discussion. Is a discussion for a separate time, whether that's inherently good or not. I think cards like Army of the Dead, I think it was called, 5 mana, use the corpses to summon a bunch of 2/2s with Rush. Pretty much never see that one anymore. Remorseless Winter, you pretty much never see that. The 6 mana 5/6 Taunt with Lifesteal, I barely ever see that card anymore. So they took out a lot of the cards that sort of did interesting things and were too powerful. I think the solution going forward is to enable the other classes to have access to cards that are powerful, rather than making like this is a high roll Death Knight. But honestly, it's probably not. It's just a YSERA. We were a Death Knight with the YSERA, our last pick Malignant Horror, and outside of that, the deck really is just like, you know, it's probably competitive with other decks, minus the Acolytes too. I think, but if you watch a lot of Redbeard, I mentioned extensively, I firmly believe that the most problematic cards were Malignant Horror and Acolyte, and lo and behold, they ban everything else, and these are the cards you get 4 copies of in every deck, and oftentimes to me truly are the cards that feel unbeatable. My opponent played an Acolyte and they just drew 3 cards and it's still alive, well, I guess I lose. My opponent played a Malignant Horror, we all know you do just lose. Triple Single is more viable now because it guarantees more class cards. Before I think it was bad, now I think it's viable. I think Triple Single is better than it was, but I still think I would rather have... Oh, Triple Single. Yeah. Triple Single was the Redbeard breaking the meta. Chat's like, oh my god, Redbeard, you did it. I'm like, did I? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I think it's better to Triple Single. It does seem like the Redbeard mantra. They call it Redbeard Death Knight, I think. Redbeard Rainbow. I had multiple decks with no Malignant. I didn't realize it was in 60%. Yeah, Dread's got most of them, and Tennis Damo got 5 in one deck, so. Before it was bad because you were almost guaranteed to hit class cards, class discovers, and the Army of the Deads, and now you never see those, yeah. So that was the sort of Redbeard kind of mantra the first, 2 or 3 days, is I wanted to avoid taking a double color as long as I could to leave myself options to get the discovers as long as possible. And then you would commit once you got the discover cards. Now that those are pretty much like non-existent, yeah, it just feels better to have 20 class cards or 18 class cards than anything else. Kind of want to just play this. I have to give him more life. I guess I just don't want to give him life either. He's probably going to send all my minions into the future this turn. Just kind of a dick move. I think Vizier and Panda are still pretty common. I don't think so. But when in doubt, we can always look them up. We don't have to use our anecdotal evidence. Panda's in 9% of decks, down from like 45% of decks. Vizier's in 10% of decks, so you'll see one offered, and I'm sure people are taking them about 1 in every 10. So I don't think that that's very common. So you could do a draft now, and then one tomorrow, and another one the next day, and do 5 more on the following day, and do another draft and not see a single one, and it still would be statistically like death. Wouldn't be an anomaly at all, right? Before, your only competition as Death Knight was the mirror. Now the average mirror is way lower in card quality, so if you're getting more class cards, you're going to win more mirrors. And the most important card in Malignant isn't a rune. Plus, that card's still in 60% of decks. I haven't played Arena for a while. I just saw on streams that Death Knight destroyed everything in Arena the first few days. Yeah, it was like 65, 64, 65% win rate. It's down to, I don't know what, 59, 60 right now, which is still really high, but I have had a lot more success with other classes, and that's been cool. It's down to 59. The issue is that 9 of the other 11 classes are all below 50% anyway. So it's like, it wasn't as big of an adjustment. But I also think, just on the subject of discussion, another really easy solution long term and conceptually an easy solution is to rotate the classes more quickly. So like if this rotation warrior is the absolute worst, then rotate the sets so that warrior can be potentially better, but it doesn't have to be the worst for 2 months. And then it will offer kind of like this more fluid system of kind of the classes kind of feeling more dispersed. So like if you supercharge the offering rates for specific cards, or like reduce the number of sets, you're going to have, like Talriel I think mentioned, you're going to have similar decks pretty often where like you're getting the 4/8 taunt and the Sunfire smithing and whatever, the 3/4 that swings. But if those sets rotate, then you're just going to get a different set of 3 or 4 cards a lot that are going to be good and be fun and viable. It's when you get stuck with like a really bad pool of cards and you're running the same like shitty cards over and over that I think people check out of Arena.
Celebration is the
You couldn't manage to fix Warrior in Standard? Well, again, I'm having a pretty good average with Warrior. Maybe it's an anomaly, but it's like 4 or 5 runs now where we're probably averaging like 8 or 9, and it's more consistent than Death Knights for me, for sure. But that's still a small sample size, so I'm not sitting here saying like we're not going to have 3 2-win Warriors in a row or 10 in a row or anything like that, or that we're not going to start rolling better Death Knights, but it does seem to be somewhat a thing. When they come back from holiday, they should rotate to Standard early. They said they want to do more later on to help this meta, but I think it's beyond help. Just scrap it and go to Standard, progressively build on the Standard adjustments, moving into the mini set. Okay, a couple questions. One, everybody says they said that. Is that posted anywhere? Because I haven't seen that. Not that I don't believe you, I just haven't seen that.
extraordinary.
And I would take a look at it. But two, I'm assuming you're talking about Arena specifically, or are you trying to find it? It was replied to a tweet. Gotcha. Yeah, I can never. People have been saying that, but I haven't seen anything, and I don't know if they can do that because again, the way they framed it is like the adjustments have to be tied to patches, and the patches are planned. They're like pre-planned, I guess. I don't know, servers and data, and I don't know, you know, all that stuff. There's like effort and work that has to go into it.
Just a drop.
So you can't just like on a whim be like, okay, you know what, let's just do this early. If there's not something planned, then it's seemingly there's just nothing they can do. They had no problem ending a meta rotation early when they randomly rotated for dual class. I'm not sure what that means. But that was a patch though. There was a patch that day.
Take it. It's tasty.
So if there's like a standard patch or like a release of something new, then they can shoehorn it into existing pre-scheduled patches, is from what I understand. So they could like they could end this early, but it's not really early. Like if there's a patch in between, they could, and they had planned to do it for another month, then they could shoehorn something into that pre-planned patch, and theoretically you could conceivably say it's early. But I don't think there's a designated time like this is going to go until this time necessarily. I don't think there's anything like predetermined in that sense. They do BG's only patches sometimes. Can't they do that with Arena? Well, they're pre-existed, pre-planned patches. What they're for is kind of irrelevant. They could do it for anything, but they're pre-planned patches. They're not just saying like, hey, tomorrow, let's, you know, change buddies to tickets. They never do that. But they can do a data side, like a server side patch or something. I don't know. They can do one where you don't have to, they can just change the cards in the client, right? It's a smaller thing they can do. Like if they wanted to adjust this to like a 3-3, they could do that kind of more simplistically, I guess. Now, keep in mind, I'm kind of talking out of my ass. Clearly, I don't know. But from what I've understood and gathered over time. I'm pretty sure they said they would do more for standards. So I don't see a patch being a limiting factor. Well, if there's already you just don't have the knowledge of when their pre-planned patches are, though. This is sort of the point, right? So they could say they were planning on doing more, and there could already be a patch planned, and they could be putting in effort to put in more effort to see what adjustments they can make to, improve standard. But they're not saying like, hey, if they came out and said, hey, we're gonna just put in an emergency patch to fix Arena, like that's one thing. But I think we're sort of projecting our desires onto something that may not be capable or may not be in their plans, which only will lead to more disappointment for the Arena community, I think. The BG's patch should be coming out next week. It's due, so add it to that, in my opinion. Yeah, so that might be a possibility, maybe. That, again, I don't know. I don't know if it's something they have any interest in. I would assume that they have the capabilities to do that, but that is out of my pay grade, right? Is this the time? Bump, bump, bump. How about that low? I guess I take 10. It's best if you were just quiet now. I suppose I could kill this one. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's probably better. Just like make sure we don't die. And then he still probably wants to like tag these. You can actually reply to it, funny enough. Hey, thank you very much. The feedback is known. 25.0's format was locked. Arena's format will be only sets from standard. Oh, anyways, well that I knew.
Obviously, I never knew.
I meant, is there something where they were saying that they were going to try to do more for Arena? This patch. Like, in between this time. Yeah, I knew about this. Thank you, though. That is saying the next Arena rotation will be standard. Yeah. Everybody always has Death Knight. This is our first Death Knight in a long time, but check this out. What you think about this, Team America? Pretty cool, right? Clearing the whole board. Could be another 2 months for all I know. Do we know when 25.4 will come out though? I think that's sort of the discussion. There's sort of two discussions going on. I believe Matt said they're going to try to go towards standard, and they've also said that they can't do things outside of like pre-planned patches. But if we don't know when pre-planned patches are, then we don't know when they're going to do things. But it does sound like their desire is to move towards a standard arena because of the feedback that we've given them, which is cool. I think that'll be an improvement. I don't think it's a solution to all of Arena's problems, but I think it's a solution to one of the problems, which is having a bunch of old shitty cards in. It will definitely minimize that. Yeah.
Smelly fish, yummy fish.
Yeah, that's a big card there. Do I dream that? I have 14 corpses. You know what, you can have that back. I guess I'm killing this. We just can't quite get to lethal even with the... So there's no way to get this guy off the board and deal the damage. The new sets have much less garbage. Yeah, but these cards that came out like weren't garbage when they came out. They're garbage relative to what's in now. So it's like if you use these sets that came out today and put them in with sets that come out 2 or 3 years from now, they're gonna seem like garbage too, right? So I think that's something to consider as well, I think. Did you like Arena was standard back in the day? You played then, right? Yeah, I don't think having, I've talked about it a bunch, I don't think having old sets in is a problem. I think having old sets in with trying to compete with YSERA and Malignant Horror and Acolyte of Death is a problem. I don't think it's fun to draft literal Spider Tank up against Acolyte of Death, right? Like, I don't find that to be fun. But I don't mind drafting Spider Tank and Piloted Shredder with Ungoro cards and Grand Tournament cards for a limited time as like a specific event, because then there's parity between the cards. I don't like those cards as much because I find them personally less interesting, but the power level and the balance issue gets mitigated when you have cards kind of in a closer
True king.
vicinity of each other, right, within the sets. But again, I think that I don't think it's a solution to all of Arena's problems. And I think the way that the discussion goes about needs to be tactful and non-antagonistic, because I think it's going to be very easy to get one of the things we're asking for and still have an abundance of problems, and then people's reaction will be to like antagonize or negatively react to the minor improvements we've gotten. And then if I was Matt or a developer, I would be less inclined to do anything for a bunch of whiny babies. So
This can't be good.
I think it, like Talrell was kind of saying, I totally agree with. Whatever they do when they put in like, you know, a new set or whatever, like a new rotation, and maybe it's standard, I think you work to build from there, but you don't look at that as like a solution. Like nothing needs to be done now, because you're going to have a lot of the same core problems. One class is going to be it's going to be a lot better. Maybe it'll be Death Knight still, maybe it'll be a different class, and you want to have some semblance of balance. Like maybe neutrals will be at an increasingly high percentage. Like sometimes you just get a ton of neutrals and it's boring to draft standard Arena. But these are problems I think that can get mitigated and solved. But if you go in and say like, this effing sucks, you're an effing idiot, then we're probably gonna be relegated to the realm of obscurity once again. Kays, thank you for the follow, Kays. You say that, but Zeddy and his community get results, do they? I love Zeddy. I can't think of a single thing that Zeddy has done specifically that it, you know, has changed anything. If anything, he has, and he would probably agree, has probably alienated himself from the conversation with the dev team in a lot of ways. Gain a lot. I kind of want to just play this.
A will's donor.
Be positive.
I like Zeddy. Zeddy's a good guy. I have to fart. How does he have a bone marrow this early? Isn't that way too early? Yeah, trade. Wait, don't trade. Wait, this is great. Well, alright. This is adequate and acceptable. I can't gain the life though, unfortunately, huh?
Positive.
It's fine. We're at 23. That's not that low. Different hat. He threw me off. Hey, Adam. Oh my god. My friend Adam. I don't know. He texted me. The hell? I just remembered that. But he texted me to save his number, and then I guess I didn't text him back. And then he wrote me back today, like 6 months later, and he said, "That's cool. I'll see you later then." But we live in different states. What the heck? Sorry. Merry Christmas. I mean, I guess I'm the jerk, but okay, I'm sorry. This reminded me. What is that? A weapon? Wait, where did my Viper go? My Viper disappeared. Alright, let's find the Scourge. Invite Adam to hang out with us. I think he lives in California, though. Plus I haven't seen him in like 6 or 7, 8 years, maybe? Stop being a jerk, Red. I'm not a jerk. Man, my back is killing me. I lost my best friend in 15 years, but here's a sub. Happy holidays. Thank you, Kodo. I'm sorry that your friend... What happened to your friend? I'm gonna dream that. Thank you, Koto. Very sorry for your loss, as always, man. Keep jerking, Red. Hey, man's got a jerk. I don't know what happened. She just up and disappeared. Oh, like you lost her. Well, that's terrifying. I feel like a lot of the time Kodo is saying things that I feel like don't happen in like they don't happen normally, you know? Like a lot of things. Wonder why that is. Wonder what it could be. Maybe it's just rotten luck, you know? And said I owed her money, but I never exchanged her money. She said she said you owed her money, and then you guys never exchanged money, and then she disappeared. So she either wanted to take your money and was mad that you didn't give it, or somebody else has her phone and is trying to get money out of you. In which case you might want to call the authorities.
Frostborn hunger.
Might be time to call in the police.
Go away.
Boy, what I really don't like here is how he killed my guy when I was going to have lethal, which is what I wanted.
Ready to fight for a better future? Hope prevails.
Tangle for my stick. Tangle for my stick? Darn it. Alright, I'll take it. Noble Redbeard and his underpowered Death Knight does it again. Just barely beats out the... Oh man, my back hurts. That feels better. That didn't hurt too bad. Could Death Knight really be underpowered with YSERA? Well, that was a joke. But, no. I wish everything I said was something I made up. I really do. Well, I do too. I don't, you know.
The Lich King.
But I think if my friend said I needed to pay him money,
Shall be mine.
and I didn't
Will serve.
owe him any money, I would call the police. They're like, hey, somebody has my friend's phone for sure, and they may be in trouble, and they're not responding to any of my calls. Can you at least go by their house and check them out? And as long as it's not the policeman from Home Alone, then they should actually investigate the house. There should be a fart redemption for posture check. Is my posture good right now or not? Oh, that hurts. Leaning back hurts. Oh, I need to curl forward.
Sorry, we don't have any ink.
Let's play this one. Imagine Joe Pesci investigating your case. Well, he was the criminal. He wasn't the policeman. Well, I guess he pretended to be a policeman. No, remember she calls and she says, my son's home alone. She calls from Paris. And they're like, first off, the police are like, let me pass you over to someone else. And she's like, no, I just want to talk to somebody. And then they finally send somebody and the guy knocks. He's like, yeah, no kid's home alone here. And he's like, okay. The mom said he was home alone and that he was scared. I think the mom said he was probably scared. She's like, kind of like, you have permission to go into my house and find my son. He just knocked on the door and he's like, yeah, don't think anyone's here actually. That was laziness on his part. Things were different in the 90s. Yeah, they were. Michael Jordan reigned supreme. Bugs Bunny was just a twinkle in a children's eye. And a young Redbeard was, I don't know what he was doing. I called the police, I haven't heard anything. Anyway, I'm gonna attempt to relax, that's smart. I'll try to relax. Sounds like there's nothing you can do for now other than call the police, and it feels like if I'm really concerned for one of my friends, seems like who's not answering me particularly, I feel like that would be a good start. I miss the 90s because Redbeard wasn't on my computer screen then. Those were good times. What was on your screen? Sim Tower? Was it Sim Tower? Was it Roller Coaster Tycoon? You know what I just found out like a day or two ago? Was that there's a Roller Coaster Tycoon Reddit page, and people post like these really intricate, beautifully designed little places, or what do you call them? Like theme parks? I was asked by Dr. Sauceman, stealth versus taunt, why did you make the choice for stealth? I don't really care if he's hitting me in the face. And if I play the stealth, I can hit a 3-drop and play it on 2. I went first. I could hit a 4-drop and play it on 3, in theory, for the mana discount. The mana discount you get is better earlier if you high roll off of it. Like you could have played a Malignant Horror or Daring Reporter. You could play effectively a 3 mana 4/4 that grows. So as your opponent has less mana to respond to things like that, then it's harder to remove them. Also, I kind of like him just attacking my face, not my minions with this, because he has to lose 2 health every time he attacks. So if I play the stealth and then the taunt, the way this game played out is my stealth gets to hit him for sure, and my taunt gets to soak up 1 hit for sure, unless he has a removal spell, but there's a lot of value in that. Saving taunts for protecting certain things, or not dying, I think. I don't really care to save a 2 mana 2/3 taunt. It's not really going to protect much. People are going to kill it with what's on board if you play inefficiently early, especially, or with something from their hand at some point. This could be really good. This card's always good, but I kind of dig this. Looks like he plays like a, who knows, a 6-drop here. We might just want to kill it. Roller Coaster Tycoon was a game back in the day. I didn't know people still played it. Apparently so. You have the posture and the complexion of a jumbo prawn. Oh, my back hurts today, though. Hey, I got something for my destroy deck. Oh, you know what I did? I built my own meta deck. Although you're going to probably say it's already a deck, but no, I built my own meta deck. It's destroy, but I run Moon Girl. That's right, I said Moon Girl. And I run Squirrel Girl and Killmonger. Trust me, hear me out. And I run Moon Girl and Death. And I get 2 0-mana deaths. It's almost impossible to pull off. But I was climbing. Oh, I was climbing, right? Never before seen deck. Yeah, you kill your own Squirrel Girl, and then I run Nova and Angel, and I usually just end up killing those too. The model stat: you win games by mooning girls. No, I lose a lot whenever I pull out the pale cheeks. You can co-op build online now. What the? Really? That's fun. Climbing, the forever climb. Every tier 3 card I get seems to be disappointment. Me too. I've got like 12 tier 3 pooled 3 cards, and they're all shit. I don't understand how they could all be shit. But every time I'm like, well, that's one less shit card. I don't have Patriot, I don't have Ghost Rider. I fine, give me Ghost Rider. I don't have Wave. I don't have anything. Death is solid. I had to buy Death from the shop for 1,000 tokens. That's the I didn't open it. I had to buy it. It was in my shop. I had to buy it. Rip getting a pool 4 or pool 5 card ever, but at least I have sort of a 60% of a functional death deck.
Total corruption.
Total destruction, total powers. I don't think people know. Are you gonna be Hatbeard in 2023? I don't know what that means. I'm saving my tokens for 4 or 5 since I get to pool 3 eventually. Yeah. I asked Dexter and he told me I should buy Death though, and he's a professional snap dingus. My calculations, 6 months. No, just spend all your money on Marvel Snap cards. Somebody in chat said, and I would agree with it, I think getting the cards is more fun than playing the game. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but getting variants in particular is more fun. Quick question, what the fuck is this deck? It's unfair. I would say this is not even in probably like the top 3 Death Knights we've drafted this week. It has a YSERA and 1 Malignant Horror, but I would say we've drafted better decks, probably at least 3 or maybe 4 better Death Knight decks this week. 1 year from now, no one will be talking about Snap. Maybe so, maybe not. I mean, who knows, but it's already had more impact and longevity than 99% of all games that come out anyway, so. Does Reborn stack? No, only 1 instance of Reborn. Snap is going to be a quick cash grab and then run itself out of people to scam. You think so? I haven't spent any money on it. They have a roadmap that's already looking more conscientious and promising than anything Hearthstone has done. Now, a lot of the features they're adding are simplistic things I would have wanted in the game already on a full release, but Hearthstone seems to be trending downward, and Snap at least has made public statements that they want to add some of the features that make sense that people want. Hearthstone can't even do that. Trade Viper? I don't want to trade Viper. No, why would I trade Viper? I'm probably going to play Viper on 3. And it's a Death Knight, so I'm better off just holding it. I could even play it now, but if you trade Viper, you're probably going to have to play this unactivated. I don't want to do that either. Mistrade. Wait, why do you guys all want to trade Viper? I'm confused. Am I missing something?
What fools these mortals be!
Seems like people are sticking with it. How long has it been out? A few months? It came out in October, but the beta was some other time. Chat has this problem where they spend mana if they can, even if it's the wrong play. I have that problem too sometimes. I like to be mana efficient, and sometimes it's a detriment to be completely mana efficient. Not even with something like Rustrot, but like sometimes I'll play a 5 on 5 instead of a 4 that might like mitigate some damage, because I think on turn 6 I can have a better turn, and then your opponent, kills you or whatever, and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I should have removed 3 power from the board and played a 4/4 instead of a 5/6 or whatever. But that's sort of the challenge of the game at times, right? Does anybody else get mad when an opponent doesn't say well played back to me after they high roll me? You already got the win, where's your honor? I get so mad playing Snap when I lose cubes and then somebody like does a little emote. I get so mad. I feel like playing off stream makes me more angry, because Magic gets me angry too. But I'm at infinite rank, so I can't go below 100, so a lot of the times I'll just snap. And it's like sometimes I'll snap just to see what their deck does, and like I know I'm losing, and I know I'm giving them 8 cubes, and I don't care, and then they still give me a little snappy like emote, and I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. I'm giving you cubes. Don't anger me. For when they reset, I will remove you from the pool. Are you saying we calm you? I think having an audience makes me want to act less of a petulant child. Snap's collection system seems predatory. The more I play it, the more it feels somewhat predatory. Where you're always at a big disadvantage every time you jump pools. You don't know when you jump pools unless you do external research on the internet. And once you jump pools, you just lose and lose and lose and lose. and yeah, I could see that being very predatory. You're saying you act more like Dreads does on stream when you're off stream, or is Dreads more Dreads off stream? I'm saying, while I don't act nearly as bad as Dreads does on stream, I get more annoyed off stream for sure. Like, so if like Dreads is a 10 out of 10 on like the kind of like, you know, like anger, and I'm on stream like a 1 out of 10 maybe. Off stream I'm maybe like a 2 or like a 1.5, maybe a 2 if like, you know, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. This is 13 out of 10 on the anger. So I don't even think Dreads like that has that much rage or like anger. I just think he's just like more petulant than anything. It's just like a petulant child. I don't know who gets more angry, Zeddy or Dreads. Definitely Zeddy. Definitely. But I think some of Zeddy's everything is just a little bit of a shtick. I think that he knows, that we know, that, you know, he's up to something. You a 2 because you the shit, Redbeard. Hey, thanks, Earth. That's nice. Dread's anger is pure entertainment. Well, entertainment is subjective. I find Dread's entertaining and wholesome, but also clearly petulant. Petulant has to be the best word to describe him. Childish, sulky, or bad-tempered. Yeah. Zeddy's anger is less expletive. I would love, you know, I'm gonna learn. This year I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn how to use Photoshop, and I'm gonna learn how to do minimal video editing. And I'm going to make, at the very least, I promise this. I promise. Well, okay, I promise. I'm gonna make a video of Dreads where I don't know how to do it yet, but it's gonna be him, and he's gonna say something like it's like, I never said I hate the meta, or he'll say something like I never accuse anybody of sniping, or something. It'll be something he says that he does all the time, and then it'll kind of go into a dreamlike state, and then it'll be clips of him doing exactly that like 20 times, and then it'll be like a 2-minute video, and that'll be it. I'm gonna learn how to make that. I never believe anything you say with I promise, and then I just replay it each time he says it. Here, scared? This one, what we gotta, I have a lot of clips of Dreads, so that's good.
Is eternal.
I can't see, can you get the F out of my way, dude? Maybe we trade now. Ah, that's a 5-4, I'm not trading a 5-4. No way. This is the one that's going to be spitting out more minions, theoretically. Not now, but potentially in the future. I'm gonna steal your idea and put it on a Redbeard Sucks YouTube just to spite you. Is it gonna be of Dreads or me? Because if it's of Dreads, that's fine, I'll watch it. Yeah. I haven't watched it for like 2 weeks. I'll show you if you want to know the basics of Photoshop. Yes, please. That's what I was thinking. When I said I was gonna learn it, I basically meant 2 things. Taz is gonna teach me, or she's gonna do it and I'm gonna take credit. And then I'm gonna text Tasney's friends that they owe her money. It's going to only be Dreads content. Okay, well that's fine. We can have 2 of them. There's enough clips to go around. I can show you how I flounder in there, please. Chat teaches Redbeard how to do Photoshop. Open a tab real quick. Okay, hold on. Let me take my turn here.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
Wow.
In life,
Pretty good.
death, blood.
Eddie bot. Why am I looking at this? Sorry? Mama gifted 154 subs. Eddie bot. Variety streamer every Sunday. Is a drinking stream. Every time I die in Elden Ring. I'm watching this lady put a cream pie. I'm watching this lady do a cream pie.
From the dead.
Now, not that I watch a lot of this type of content, but every time I'm watching or like somebody links it, it's always like a lady with, just telling you what I'm seeing, a lady with her teats hanging out, saying they're going to like smear some goo on themselves or like do some stretches, and then it always takes like 20 minutes. I think this is part of the business model, is you have to like say you're gonna do something and then just not do it for a long time, but you have to make sure your teats are hanging out. So while I appreciate it, I've already grown bored of this content personally. I'm trying to teach her how to take over Twitch. Yeah, I never have a problem with that stuff. There's a lot of people that be like, oh, like that shouldn't be on here because so-and-so stops me from doing stuff. That doesn't prevent me from doing anybody. Anybody that wants to watch that lady with her teats hanging out, getting cream pies on her face, like they're probably not watching this channel actively anyway, so it's fine. More power to them. If I was a good-looking human, I would try to exploit my natural benefits for my own gains, for more Pokemon cards and more financial security if I could, no doubt. What if I'm a man, I don't have teats? Well, you might have a nice smile, and that could work too. How come you're not wearing a Team Liquid sponsored hat? Well, because I started the stream and my water was already here and I already had this hat on and my back hurts. And I'm trying to minimize the amount of times I get up. It's not like that. This is a Christmas stream. Yeah, I mean, look, if I could do it once a year, so be it. I just know you linked me to a channel with a gal saying she's gonna pie herself in the face, who's not pieing herself in the face, who's got a very low cut shirt with gigantic boobs hanging out of it. Which, I'm pro boob. I have no problem with that. Why do people look down on it if everybody admits they do it if they're a hot girl? I think people, in general, are just not very accountable. People don't like to... It's hard to be accountable, especially the older you get, if you have never been self-aware of that aspect. It's way easier to blame other people for everything that you don't like about your life or your circumstances than to change anything about it. There are instances of, unfair aspects, for sure. And you kind of, sort of have to deal with it the best you can. Everybody is, people who have a lot of physical gifts in terms of, attractiveness, they have other issues too. Everybody has problems, and I think there's enough room in the world for everyone to have some levels of success. And once you get access to the internet, at least. I'm not saying like there's no people don't have it bad in other places. People have it bad, but you can always try to educate yourself. You can always try to learn something new. You can always just try to be kind and be happy with what you have too. That's fine. So if I bump and swing, I get nothing. What does this card do? Whenever your opponent targets another minion with a spell, redirect it to this. Doing it for attention. Well, everybody's doing pretty much everything for attention. They're just getting some, and most people aren't getting any. Same reason people make music and write poems and bounce a basketball and, try to build a company and stuff. Everybody does everything for the same reasons. If it makes her a living, I don't see anything wrong with it. No. And if it makes other people happy watching it, then I don't have a problem with that either. I'm here playing Hearthstone in my underwear. I am not opposed to people who don't deserve support getting support from kind-hearted people who are smarter than them and more capable. That's you guys, by the way. It's not the same reason that people become Buddhist monks. I don't know, but I imagine you are looking for nirvana, which, I found nirvana at times myself. First time I say it without a hat. Yeah, it's crazy that my head just has like blue hat-shaped hair, but hey, the truth comes out at last. Am I killing that, or am I just playing this? I mean, it's fine. 6. I'll just play this too. People don't do that for attention by definition, kind of. Yeah, and yet here we are talking about them. How do we know about them? Sonic, what's up, Sonic? Thanks for the follow. I don't watch TV, so I come here on Twitch for TV that I can talk to. Yeah, I actually watch a lot more Twitch and YouTube when I don't want to talk to anyone. But yeah, I agree. People do that.
Ready to fight for a better future fails.
Okay, one player has Malignant still and the other does not. I'll tell you, one player went first as well. That's me. So I get an infinite amount of Malignant Horrors instead of just 4. Twitch is fun and interactive. I have fun on Twitch. Going first. Watch this.
This can't be good.
You are not welcome here.
I'm probably gonna get Battle Master. Darn.
Hope prevails.
This can't be
I should have put it down. I'm gonna just play it. I think it's still right to play it, but I could have had a 4-1. Probably doesn't matter, but it might. Are you gonna emote him? Did he emote me? Miles seems to be one of the best counters to Malignant this meta. Yeah. The problem with quote-unquote counters to Malignant, I think, are that a lot of decks have multiple Malignants. So it's like, yeah, you can counter the first, but you can't counter the second or the third or the fourth with one Defile. But I agree, and I found personally that priest spell that deals 2 and then 2 again is a good way. It still doesn't need the Reborn, but I find oftentimes I can clear the both. You have to clear both Reborns on the same turn. That's the key. If it's spitting out the Reborn ones, then you're never going to clear them. But if it's spitting out just the regular ones, then you can cast the pre-spell, and then you can deal with the 2 ones that are spitting out without Reborn. So that card at least does that, and doesn't cause you to lose your board. Like, Defile is going to cause you to lose your board and won't always line up. The other card I feel like is very good too. That's all I'm saying. Sup Tuckin', I came here for some Fear Factor challenges. Eat some ants or something while Joe Rogan admonishes you. That's crazy to think that Joe Rogan was the host of Fear Factor. Now he has a podcast. And he's also an MMA guy. He used to have hair. Playing Defile in Arena is making your own deck bad. I played Warlock with 4 Defiles. He played a Warlock with 4 Defiles. His deck is an aggro druid and I still won. Yeah, I think Defile's good still because it's so cheap. These dual-sided board clears, I think oftentimes, like even like something like Corpse Explosion, you kind of want to, you don't want to have them in every deck. And something like Defile, like sometimes, like Defile's a really hard card to use. Sometimes you need to just rip it to kill a peasant, and other times you need to hold it to kill 6 minions. You have to hope that 3 turns from now you're going to be able to kill 6 minions. It's hard to know when to do that, even for experienced players. Elise the Enlightened, the Druid class legendary. Okay. I'm gonna try my best, okay? I don't think I've ever done that, plus it's a lady. Elise the Enlightened.
I've got more left in me.
I like that intro music. Very Indiana Jonesy. Well, that was kind of boring. Need a hand? Need a hand, Explorer? You picked the, I mean, it's great. This is your pick. I don't want to try it again. Hands off! Perfect. I'm trying. I'm trying. This episode of Fear Factor had Tyrone Biggums. It reminds me of Jurassic World. You know, I don't know much about Jurassic World, nor do I want to. Wait, where's my board? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can kill one of them. I love Jurassic Park, and I need to rewatch it. Elise, I'd let Elise give me a hand. Let's do Elise hot cosplay. That is not Elise. Is that? Oh, that's a different character, apparently named Elise. Okay, I'm gonna close this down now. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put Hearthstone. Oh, that. I mean, yeah, all right, sure. Why not? Okay, what's happening here? Do we have to play that? Can we ever wait? Like, see, this is like a spot. Like, do you wait? Can you ever wait? Maybe. Maybe. That's not good for me. How much am I taking? 19? Okay, this might have been a mistake.
The citadel stands strong.
I have a little bit of life steal, which is kind of cool. least we'll get you an extra pack of XXL Magnum condoms for your monster dong. I wouldn't call it monstrous. I mean, it does look scary,
Good to use.
but I wouldn't call it monstrous.
Willing donor.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this.
Ready to fight for a better future?
Let's do this.
Hope prevails.
And if it resummons, I can't win. 3 mana 15/9. Is that what he played? Didn't it cost 4 mana? That's a problem. Okay.
Hope prevails.
He doesn't trade, he doesn't kill me, and I draw Battlemaster? That's our out? I like it. Should have killed Bone Mare first. Well, then you just die, though. Well, that doesn't seem like a good plan. Using his Death Knight. Yeah, right. That was stupid of me.
Of the arcane surge within
Okay, we
me.
get YSERA, we get Dream, and then we get Awakens. Oh, took a double trade then. You take 8 damage. That is not living. That is a bad play. You will lose for sure to just the hero power, but anything he draws. Should have used the corpse. You lose for sure then too, because then he just has a 6/2 plus the 5/4 plus a couple minions, so you're just dead either way. Which is fine. But we talked about it, and analyzing the game in that regard 9 turns after the play is not beneficial, and I don't think it's inherently correct all the time either. Especially knowing how many buffed minions he had. You're gonna have to eat more than he had. You should have roped and hoped his internet DC'd. That's the best suggestion so far. The first 2 suggestions were bad and dumb, but that one, while bad and dumb, does slot in a little bit higher than those other horrible ideas. How much does DK win percentage go down if they remove Malignant? I don't know, it's hard to say. A little bit though, for sure. Good evening, buddies. I won tonight's pinball tourney at Ground Control. Oh, fun. I should have gone up there. And then you wouldn't have won. I would have won. How many cards? 7? Could have a 5/5 on the board this turn. Could also coin this out. But I'm not playing that next turn, I don't think. Ooh, 20 damage costs the minions. I don't know. Well, yeah, but remember the part where I said analyzing it after the fact is disingenuous and not beneficial? You don't know what he's going to play or what's in his hand. But if you clear the board and develop nothing, and then he develops a new board, you're still going to take 20 damage because you don't have an AoE anymore, and he has a handful of more buffed minions. Whatever? Yeah, whatever. It's whatever. It was a dumb suggestion the first time, and also the third time. It's not dumb to suggest that we talked about the play already. You don't get perfect knowledge when you play the game. That's moronic. It would be an unfair advantage if you knew everything. You will explain yourself every way. Actually, I won't. I'll just stop talking and ban you because you seem like an idiot. But either way. Either way, I feel like I come out ahead here. Thank God. I don't know, man. The beauty of being a streamer is you just really don't have to deal with morons. If you're working in Target, this person gets to stand in your face and scream. I get to ban them and reminisce on how stupid they were. It's great. I don't know where people get off coming into streams and questioning shit over and over again. I don't know. Lack of social skills, lack of social awareness, I think. But I actually feel a sense of satisfaction. I feel like the stream is better for having lost a moron. We don't get too many, so it makes it very easy to identify the few we do get. Don't ban them. They add stream content. I'd rather not live as sad and pathetic a life as them. I'm living a pretty good life, to be perfectly honest with you. They can go be simplistic and uneducated and repetitive somewhere else. Customer got mad at me at work. They reported me. My job sent me to acting class to learn to do better at my job. I'm a moron. I've been watching the stream for 2 years. Like I said, we don't ban many of them. It takes a special, dummy to get banned in this channel, for sure. They affect the YouTube VODs too. Viewers would waste time hearing Redbeard flame these idiots. I'm sure this is probably good YouTube content. Probably inspires people to come over here and be like, oh my god, who are these live dumbasses? I want to heckle them too. Red, tell me when it's over. Hey Poet, how are you, man? I can draw one card?
For the master offer you aid.
Sure. Maybe you could do a redemption for insults. I don't want to insult somebody who's kind and supportive and well-adjusted. There's a bad play, and there are plays that look bad but are actually advanced plays to give you an out to win the game rather than lose slower. I've had people shit-talk me for doing a line of play that was objectively correct because they were so bad they couldn't see it. Yeah. But again, like, there's a difference between, you know, being aware and not. And I think it's best to just get rid of people who are just not aware. Right? Having a discussion and repeating your same point, which we've already discussed 6 times because you feel bad that people don't agree with you. Like, yeah, okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. You like your play. Yeah. We didn't do it. Can't go back in time. Not interesting then. Not interested now. Arguing's not fun? No, but like having a discussion with like Tauriel about the validity of plays, like that type of argument or discussion is like beneficial for both people. Somebody repeating the same thing, which no one, particularly myself, no one cares about. It's not really beneficial for anyone. I'll play this, but I really don't want to attack with that. Could play this. I get 1 card. Maybe that's fine. I get to go wide. I get to spend all my mana. I get 1 card, and maybe he can't kill it. It happens sometimes, right? That is what I meant. Yeah, I mean, but again, I always talk about when I think working at Target kind of helped. Working a retail environment for a long time, like it's really easy to kind of like let one person ruin your day. But there's so many people that come in here that most of them are cool that, I mean, it surprises me we don't get more dummies, to be honest. I'm surprised we don't have more people who are, who have difficulty. Alright. I'll just take all of these 2/2s. Dummies play standard. They play arena too. Don't get me wrong. What kind of nutritional value does the rat urine have at Costco? You should always question Redbeard. He learned how to play correctly. Again, you can question it, but we talked about it on that turn. We talked about it when they first suggested it. We did talk about it the 3rd and 4th times, but by that point I had lost interest. So.
Strike. Let's strike harder.
It's lethal. He was talking about that bone mare turn. No, he wasn't. I still think you should have traded Viper. There's an argument to trade Viper, for sure. Oh, that was a different play, right? But that's about it. Even then, I think it would be a much worse card, and I still wouldn't like the design of it, but it'd be a better card. That card originally was a 5 mana 5/5 as well. I think sometimes people forget that that card came out as a 5/5 for 5.
Let the hunt begin. All will serve me in death.
Wow, we've played very few Rhyme Sculptors. Do I ditch that too and try to find a better 3 or a 2? I think probably that's okay. I think so. I'm assuming you've seen the Warrior OTK. I have not. Hey, Top D. It's crazy to me that card released as a 5 cost card. Yeah, right? Yeah, it is crazy. I completely forgot it came out at 5, yeah. I don't know how it got nerfed relatively quickly. It did.
Please, I'll due back tomorrow.
Galvangar or Grom plus Faceless with Battlemaster. Would you keep playing charges? Oh, yeah, that sounds expensive at least. Isn't there like a Death Knight or sorry, a Demon Hunter OTK that's super easy to do? Like you could do it on 6 or 7 or something, or you could before nerfs. I don't know if the Mamba in chat is sugar daddy for all Hearthstone streamers. This is a different Mamba, but still a daddy. Still a highly supportive, and this guy is he's less enigmatic and more trolltastic. This one, he was originally a different person, but he just had to pick another Mamba name and support channels to confuse everyone. Part of his long con troll. Frankly, I respect it. I don't like the beanie. You look like you should be in Boston, lurking in a dark corner. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes. Oh, my back wasn't hurting. Let's see. Back is like super hot and sweaty as well. And it's 40 degrees out. That seems bad. I thought it might like... Okay, what am I doing for 3? Shooting this? Sure. Get a standing desk, it sounds fun. No, I don't think so. Demon Hunter's been pretty dumb since expansion. Just because the spell damage bullshit went off the charts, it's probably worse than Il'gynoth. Oh yeah, that was another one, huh? I remember that one. Sire or Tess? I like Sire because he doesn't cause me to spend gold hero powering. But every time people take Sire, they get last place. So I was watching Dog, and I think he had like 2 8s with Sire, and then it was like first, second today. Maybe it was 1. We got an 8th with Sire, and I was like, oh, I didn't see it, but I was like, I saw the scores. I love Tess because my opponent's always high roll. Yeah. Well, the problem is like you'll get like one opponent high rolling like pirates, and then you'll pick up like 1 hogger, and then you'll get the next opponent high rolling mechs or whatever, and then you'll get like a baron or something. You're like, okay, well I have the high roll enablers for 2 different comps or 3 different comps. It's when everybody's playing like, you know, Nagas come out and everybody's playing Nagas, so Tess is the best. I kind of like gravitate towards her then.
By my blood!
You should wear a puppet of Redbeard on your penis. Ew. I think that's illegal. I was wondering because the other mama doesn't talk very much. No, this one talks a lot.
The streets are not safe.
Why do Reptar and Krusty have the same hair? They're actually animated by the same studio. That's probably why.
In life,
I'll take you with me.
death.
You know what? I should have double traded. I didn't think I could kill it, and I didn't think at all. I like the beanie Redbeard. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's kind of hurting my ears, though. In a way that, like... Sorry, my back is hurting because I moved.
Inside voices, please.
Kind of annoying. I guess he's not silencing this, which is sort of good. Like, it's still a 4-6 on board. Can still free trade stuff here. I don't want to play this, I guess. Maybe I play these 2. Or maybe it's better to just drop the Malignant on board. If I hero power this turn, I can clear the whole board if he just hero powers. You have hair under the tongue, under the toque. Now I can't clear the whole board, but I have to hero power to get the 3/4. So I think I want to do it even more. I have some hair on most parts of my body. Some. It feels bad giving this up, but it also feels good to just get this going, I think. Mr. Red, I thought you were contractually obligated to represent Team Liquid with your hat. This is a Team Liquid hat. This is a Team Liquid beanie. I am not contractually obligated to do that, though. Don't worry. This is the little Team Liquid horse cutie pie. I forget, he has his name. Bluey? I think his name is Bluey. I should probably not say anything unless I'm sure about that. Winged horse? I thought he had a name. Oh, just Blue? Maybe his name is just Blue. Just Blue. Okay, I was close. Well, I call him Bluey because we're old friends.
Eternal.
This card's annoying. I don't want to die to it.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
All the minions in your hand +1/+1. Deal 3 to an enemy and freeze it. think I'll just freeze it. And then maybe I can have an easier time clearing it. Maybe it's worth it to trade the Viper here too. Of course. He's representing Team Liquid right now, as all members chat that can produce liquid lubricant are due to this beanie. True, true. So my back wasn't hurting until I moved it. Oh, Fook. Fook, that double high main. I need to clear some of them. My cards do nothing, so let's try this. This card sort of does nothing. What if I just go face again?
You are not welcome here. Strictly.
What if I trade? Maybe I should have hero powered. Maybe I trade here and here. And you know what? I'm getting kind of scared. Let's trade here too. Oh, are you still cubing? I thought you said chubbing. I didn't want a backstory. Okay, okay. Pretty bad for me. Pretty good for him. Yeah, might be fucked here. Pardon my language. Effed. Effed in the old AH with BC. PJ said best DK build is 2 Unholy, 1 Frost. It was before they did the nerfs, I think. I think he got that from me. Now I think the best might just be 1 of each rune and as many Malignant Horrors as you can be fortuitous enough to jam into your deck. When you go back to California, I don't know if I'll ever go back to live there, personally. But I do need to go back and visit soon.
A will is a donut.
That has to die, that has to die, that has to die, and then this, and this come down, and then I die? Maybe. I just can't imagine we can win by like trading 1 minion off here. What's the best 1 rune card acolyte? That's a good question. Acolyte, Remorseless. Yeah, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lethal. Shoot. Possessifier? Yeah, Possessifier stands out to me as the best green one. And then red is what? Like 5/6 taunt or the 8/8 that summons taunts. I think I like the 8/8 that summons taunts more. Crazy to see high main this strong? Yeah. High main is the best hunter legendary. Alright, I'm gonna refill my water and go pee real quick. We'll come back in just a moment. Just a moment. Remember to cut cams, cause he's in his underwear. Not entirely untrue. Alright, back to work.
The Lich King versus Valir.
Remember my blade.
Saw the Luca thing for Dallas on the buzzer. He went crazy. Wow, spoilers. What happened? What the heck happened, poet?
I require more mana. Celebration.
Their runs have been good, man. A lot of infinite runs in a row.
Feast of Winter
They should keep giving me good decks. Well, it does stop me from playing that, but... Is a free throw worth 1 point? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Do I hero power that? I think I'll leave that one up for now.
Never knew you once.
Okay, watch this. Hold on, I'm pulling out a nose hair too.
Death does not scare
Oh my
me.
god. I'm just gonna kill that. I don't really want to pull YSERA, but I guess pulling YSERA is fine too.
Those were priceless.
My dying breath is for this city.
Oh my god, what is this card? Why is this link so long? Hold on. Okay, so they're down by 2 bricks on purpose. What the hell? Man, if I were a professional basketball player, or I worked for like a professional basketball team, I was really hoping that last shot by the other team would go in. I'd hire someone to teach the guys how to celebrate properly and not look like fools. No offense, but he kind of looked like an idiot.
A willing donut.
The game was so sick. Hey, what's up? Greg Hardy, how are you, man? I was watching the Lakers Magic highlights. on YouTube before the stream was on my YouTube feed, and I think they had just uploaded it. It was in 360p quality. I couldn't even see shit. And I was thinking, my god, this is still probably better quality than like old NBA games. Crazy.
Please help me!
Does it matter which order I do it in?
Please help
No, right?
me!
I only have one. Oh, fuck me.
In life, man.
I only have 3 corpses. It's 60 points. Oh, really? That was in Dallas or that was in New York? It looked like Dallas, right? Oh my god, you're really ignoring me. He's back. Where are you vaping, Cooper? No, sorry, I was peeing. 60, 21, and 10. Yeah, some of those stats I think are a little screwy though, because some teams, like, just one player has the ball so much. I mean, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but they were talking about it, like the year Westbrook averaged a triple-double, but like he had the ball like 68% of the time, and James Harden kind of too. Doesn't always like seem to equate to winning, but you know, not everybody can do what he does though. So I got a Ghastly Mask with Charlga and Tiny Henchman. It's so broken. I like that. I wish Mask you could get more often. It's just, it hardly ever comes up, and it's so powerful. And they make it so hard to get it. You usually die before you can get it online. But I like that. I wish Quillbores were better. I like Charlga. I like, he looks nice. I like the other tier 6 guy too. That's what I felt about Carmelo Anthony when he was good. He would drop 40 but take 40 shots. Yeah, and then like even more so now, like the guy's like getting a bunch of assists. Like you have the ball all the time, so you're scoring a ton and like you're just getting assists. But your team might be better off if like you had the ball less, maybe. What just happened? Oh. I got hacked. You know what? Let's play this.
One more death
You know what? I'm gonna kill that too. Maybe he has a way to give it poison or something. It's bizarre how the 3 most consistent players aren't from the US: Doncic, Jokic, and Giannis. Yeah, I mean, the league has opened up. The game has become a lot more global in the last 20-ish years, 25 years maybe. So it's unsurprising you open it up to a whole new, you know, player base. And like those kids probably, you know, when, you know, they were born in 99, 2000 or whatever, with players like Dirk and Peja Stojakovic and, you know, other players were sort of breaking into the league, and it's good. It's good for the league as a whole, I think. What am I doing? I'm winning this 50-50. Seems like the wise thing to do. Okay. Losing the 50-50. As a Celtics fan, if Tatum doesn't win MVP, I hope Luka does. I'd say right now, Jokic is probably the favorite, or should be the favorite, and Giannis probably should be number 2. No player in Mavs history has ever dropped 60, and no other player has ever dropped 60 2010 before. Oh, really? Okay, I have lost the game, but I could have won. They were just dead.
Strike!
Okay, I have won the game. That's why it's a huge deal. The Mavs scored 9 points in 33 seconds to tie it and go to OT. Yeah, but like 2 middling teams, like, you know, gonna be towards the bottom to middle of their conference, winning 1 game in December. I think the MVP, you know, I mean, probably matters more what you do the whole season, right? I mean, again, not that any of these players are bad or anything, but Skip Bayless has an MVP vote, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, like that's part of it too. It's just like the media looks for narratives, and you know, we were talking about it the other day. Like you could probably just give it to Giannis or Jokic like every year, and you'd probably not be wrong, you know, or Embiid or whatever. But it's like it's funny looking back at the MVPs.
The forest fights back.
Like in the moment, it's like, oh yeah, like Don just doesn't have one, and their team did pretty well, and it's like he's, you know, whatever, he's got these great averages. So I give it to him, but it's like already they sort of did that with it's not even gonna keep that card. Like Russell Westbrook, and already people are like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have had the MVP, and kind of maybe even like Derrick Rose, who was good. Don't get me wrong. It was like, was Rose ever like the best player? Probably not. His team was good, and other players had won the MVP a lot recently when he was good. So it was a dumb game. Well, we beat the dumb card with the other dumb card, so I'd say it's about equal. D Rose was him. Yeah, he was him, but who is him? Jokic is incredible. You're incredible, Davey. How about the Lions? They gonna win on the next game they play? Take back the D Rose slander. I don't think I slandered him, especially when I said that he was great. It was at least warranted, unlike any of Steve Nash's. Equivalent, probably. The two of those guys were equivalent. They had not won it. Their franchises turned around on their arrival. They were good, but they probably, none of them were as good as like Duncan or Kobe or Shaq or whatever. Like realistically. I guess I'm giving something up. I do need that to die. You're watching interviews with Giannis. How could anybody hate that guy? He's so wholesome. People hate anybody that their team plays against. I understand it. Bears aren't good, but there are no guarantees with the Lions. Yeah, that's right, they're playing the Bears. Tell me you don't love that Greek man. I don't love him. I like him though. That block he had in the finals was crazy. Was this recorded underwater? The man has... He has a symmetrical face and a large, well-toned body. What do you think Giannis would be doing if he wasn't in the NBA? Like, let's just say everything was the exact same, but he hadn't played in the NBA. He's not in the NBA now. Can't play in the NBA. Put me down for 7 copies. Is it time to just rip this? I have 2 corpses. So we find ourselves on the conundrum yet again. Alright, I'm gonna kill one of them. I guess I'm doing this. I probably should have just slapped this dingus too. Just feel like we want to get more. It's not really that much pressure, right? Maybe he would be an art critic for the New York Times. He could be a pool cleaner. Love that he has a Homer Simpson doll. He could easily be an actor. Wasn't he in a movie? Wasn't he in a movie with someone? Didn't he do a movie?
Easier to draw blood than starch.
Sorry, Mr. Red, fine art is sold via subscription, not copies. Are you talking to me? Why are you sorry to me? What did I do? Just take some trades, dude. Not that one. I have 6 corpses? That has to be enough to clear the board, right? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, what's going on? Why can this attack? Okay. I don't know if that matters. Maybe I actually use less corpses this way? Oh, frick. How many divine shields are spinning out of here? Okay, that's pretty good. I forgot the Hawks traded Luka for Trae Young and a pick. Cover your eyes, chat, sorry. You said you wanted 7 copies. I did. Of what though? I forget. I did want those copies.
I have things you never knew you want.
Talk about a nice suit.
Sarah's good. It's not good yet. I'll play those 2. Seems better than just giving him that trade. I'll give him this trade. Okay, let's go to NHL.com and see the updated standings now that the Kings won. Let's see. Standings.
Where shall I strike?
Oh, Dallas is good too, huh? The Kings are in 3rd, and we've only played 2 more games than Dallas and only 1 more game than Vegas. Although 3 more than Winnipeg, 4 more than Minnesota. The Kings have played 6 more games than Seattle. How is that possible? Just gonna like stop playing at some point. Does the hero power help me in any way? No, right? It just summons a 2/2, I guess. I think I would rather get the guy off. He's overloaded? Okay, he's overloaded a little. The Kings, more like the court jesters. Well, they play on an ice hockey rink. They don't really play on a basketball court. But I appreciate the sentiment. I do. More water. More water would be nice.
They need our care. Now more than ever.
Wait, what? Oh my god. That's totally fine. So do we trade and slap, go down to 13? I'm totally cool with that, aren't I?
Time may pass, but the
It's two of those though? Those are so good. Wait. Does he have 3 of those? Or is that... I'm confused. Was that the one from the Moonlit Guidance? I wasn't paying attention. We'll find out though. After these messages.
For a master tactician.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Can't really dream that. Wouldn't mind getting Rhyme Sculptor down. Guess I can always just hit it. And I suppose if I Heart Strike it, maybe I can Hero Power it. Let me play this. We could maybe kill him with a Battle Master top deck. What's the 3-cost draw? What's the 3-cost draw when Undead dies card? Acolyte of Death? Oh yeah, I forgot. Blueberryon, thank you for the follow. I should be begging for new followers. We had G Funkadelic, Clayik, and Blueberryon. Appreciate the follows, guys. Helps me out, I think.
They need our care. Now
I'm
more than
confused.
ever.
One of those was from a Moonlit, right? I just got lost at some point. Low Loser. Thank you for the follow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I could throw it back, but I don't want to throw that back. Jackson's back from the dead. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, man. Just really don't want to be sitting here trading, but I think we have to trade.
every nightmare must end.
Hard strike. I guess I hard strike here.
Every nightmare must
In life,
It's tough to say. This still pushes 6. This develops 8 power, but he can kill 1 for free and maybe uses hero power on another.
The scourge will devour all.
It's not a bad dream target. I've never ever seen a druid at 8 wins. Never ever. I had an 8-win druid yesterday. I like that trade. Normally that card's just so good to spit out, but just there's so many things you can draw that would just be like incredibly beneficial for you there. Oh my gosh. Is that an Awakens then? So how big is this getting? I guess it's an Awakens turn then, huh? And I don't dream. 7, 10, 15. I'm not opposed to holding the dream. Okay, give me Battlegrounds, Battlemaster. Spell doesn't go face anymore? Not since they changed YSERA. So a little over 2 years? 2 years? Something like that. I think. When does the core set rotate? That card has not had its stats doubled, which is nice. That one has, which is less nice. Four, 6, 4, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17. We have like a billion, huh? Was it lethal with spell on hand? No. It is now, though. Or update will be with the next set. Gotcha. That's what I was thinking. So this will be the... So then this will be the core set for 2 years in March. So it's actually less than 2 years old, is that right? This YSERA is less than 2 years old. I feel like I've been playing with this card for 10 years. 2022. Oh my god, no, that might be right.
King versus Jane.
My sorcery will prevail.
Hearthstone's new core set, April 2022, this article. It has not been out yet for 2 years. That's crazy. This when Demon Hunter came out? Yeah. No, the year after, I think. Demon Hunter was 2020, wasn't it? Oh my god, how can the pandemic have happened and the core set not be 2 years old? How can that be? Maybe we're wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Can this even conceivably be real life? Demon Hunter came out in 2020, and it seems like the first core set came out in 2021, which is, I guess, good. It makes me feel less old. Hearthstone is you know, if you told me it came out in like 2015, I'd be like, oh, I'm dying. It's been around forever. That is crazy. The pandemic slowed down time. It seems that way. I got myself a pair of those Rapid and Stringle Cycle Shifu boxes. I'm stoked to open them. The promo VMAX cards are dope. Hey, I'm happy for you. I hope you get the sickest hits. I hope you get the sickest of hits. I bought a binder, and then I bought some singles, and I'm gonna try, and then I used Bert's gift card, or chat's gift card, to buy some stuff too. I guess I'm going phase, but I think I'm gonna see how the month goes.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
I have to start thinking about paying my taxes, so I think setting aside some money would be responsible. I think I spent a lot of money. The hell is all this?
My rule is eternal.
Okay, what am I doing here?
You shall suffer.
Swinging. Play that, I guess. I could have drawn 3 cards. Still. Who cares? Put a melody out. I still prefer playing Runeterra. I like Runeterra. I like the solo content so much. I haven't played it much. They did a bunch of bounties for Runeterra, and I was just jamming them. Got paid for most of them. We didn't have enough viewership for some of them, but who cares?
One more death can't hurt.
Spiders have a tribe? Yeah, they're undead now. They're undead beasts. I think they used to be nothing, and then this update made them undead beasts. All of the like spectral kind of thingies sort of became things, I think. I want that, and this. Perhaps I just do this.
Ready to fight for a better future?
Guess I can kill it still.
Hope prevails.
I'm the king of getting second in Battlegrounds. I think you and I would guess, are probably at a similar skill level. And I find that very difficult at times too. Those games where like you're just kind of teching at the very end and it's like both players are good. And then sometimes I'll watch Lee and he'll be like, okay, I'll just pick up this card. He'll pick up something weird and it'll be like, just in case. And then he'll like 3 turns before, and then, you know, 2 turns later he has like what he needs, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I kind of get it, but at the time I didn't get it, or I wouldn't have done it, you know? But I feel like that's one of the problems with Battlegrounds, or one of the things I don't enjoy about the gameplay. It's like so often it's like correct to sell your 100 taunt and pick up a selfless, or pick up a, you know, a mantid, or a tunnel blaster, and it's like you're always like picking up these tech cards to end on, but it's also like I have to give up cards I invested everything in. And it's the right play, and I hate that feeling. You're talking about Magic. What's my favorite deck colors? I don't really have like a favorite deck color for Magic, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16. I don't really have necessarily a favorite color pair or color. I like drafting, so I like winning drafts and playing well and getting functional decks. I like Cube a lot. I particularly like the Holiday Cube, although I you know, when you play it, the games don't play out that well a lot of the time. It'll be like somebody playing, you know, a channel on turn 2 on an Ulamog, and then you picking up your cards. But you know, but I like to force Storm in queue, although it's very hard to play optimally. So maybe like black, white, blue, black, red, maybe with like Yawgmoth's Will and like Time Twister or Wheel of Fortune.
Some fun.
I do like that. I kind of like it all, man. I just like Magic a lot. Like mono green. I like drafting mono green, just picking up elves and some mid range and like a Crater Hoof and like a natural order. I kind of like that. I don't really like mono white or mono red that much, but I like black white a lot of the time too. I like kind of like tokeny life gain whenever like the Ravnica life gain stuff. Always was really cool to me. I sold my 200 minion to get Leroy's. Yeah, exactly, right? I hate that. I hate that that's usually correct. Who wins in a fight? A 100 taunt or a 6'2" guy that screams? Yeah. Flavors off too. The only deck I remember playing for a short time I played Magic was a Ghoul Tree deck. I don't even know what Ghoul Tree is. Magic's got a lot of cards and I haven't played every set. But when I was a kid, I think I had a full foil Argothian Enchantress deck with 4 foil Rancors. I swear, I think I had 4 foil Gaia's Cradles, or maybe like 3. I had foil Argothian Enchantresses, and I had... I couldn't even tell you what else. I think it ran maybe my deck ran... there was a 3-mana 2/2 that got +2 Yavimaya Enchantress, and then Mercadian Mask. Was that what it's called? No, that was the set. There was a green enchantment that made the cards get buffed per how many enchantments you had. And I had all foil forests too. This would have been 2013. Yeah, so I've kind of come and go like most people who play Magic, I think. It's hard to it's super expensive to stay invested long, like every set all the time. Ancestral Mask, yeah. I think I'm pretty sure I had an all foil version. But looking at how you got foil Cradles, maybe not. I think they were only Judges promos, if they were even around when I was playing. But I'm pretty sure the Argothian Enchantresses were Judges promos that I actually had. I think I opened... I know I opened a foil Masticore from Destiny. There was a guy, an older guy, he was probably like 40 maybe, and I was probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11 or something, 12. And you know, his name was Steve, and everybody knew Steve, and he would always come and he would hang out and play. Looking back, like, he was kind of weird, you know, it was kind of weird, but he, in my recollection of my time there, he was always a cool guy. And I opened a foil Masticore, and Steve, he had like all the cards, you know, he was like Mamba probably, and he had like everything, but he didn't have a foil Masticore, and he really wanted it, and he was like, you know, I remember I took my brother into the negotiating table, and he's like, yeah, so what would be fair? And I was like, well, I have this foil, you know, deck, and I want more foils for my foil, and I remember trading for foil cards for my enchantment deck. And I remember my brother being kind of like, yeah, like, you know, and he's like, okay, how about this? And he was always fair. He was like, yeah, like, how do you feel good about this? He's like, I think, you know, it's a pretty valuable card. And I remember my brother saying, like, and I had all these cards, like 20, 30 cards. And I remember my brother like, why don't you throw in some Morphlings too? And I was like, yeah, throw in some Morphlings. And he's just like, okay, how about a couple of Morphlings? I was like, okay. He's like, now do you feel like this is fair? I was like, yeah, I think so. But I think there were Argothian Enchantresses. I think we may have lost this one, by the way. Might just be a weirdo. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Nerds, introverts had it really hard back then. You gotta feel for the guy. He might seem weird, but he also might not be that different from many of us nowadays. Yeah. No, holy, I like I said, never anything nefarious or anything, but it, you know, it was Judge's promo. Well, yeah, I know it was a Judge's promo. And I know I had foil Argothian Enchantresses. I don't know what they go for now. This says $400. Jeez Louise. I could use $400. I'd buy an Arco with the Enchantress. That's what I would buy.
In life, mana. In death.
It might just be a weirdo. Yeah, I never got weirdo vibes from at the time. Although I think he, okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I think he had like little like rat teeth. Probably just genetic, but I think he had little rat teeth. And I'm pretty sure, and this was in like 1998 or something like that. Maybe 98, 99, somewhere around there. 2000 maybe. I think he had sunglasses that he wore all the time, if I recall correctly, but they didn't have frames. They were like Morpheus's sunglasses before Morpheus came out. What's up, Dexter? All right, man. I think they were like Morpheus's sunglasses.
You are
Dexter, you made me lose the game.
all right,
Dexter, I broke the snap meta. I don't want to tell you because you're going to steal my deck idea, but I broke the pool 3 meta. I'm running Moon Girl, Death, Squirrel Girl, Nova, Angel, Killmonger to kill my own squirrels. Can you tell me what it is so I can steal it? Yeah, I'm telling you right now. I think I'm stuck with Wolverine, although I never want Wolverine. Wolverine, they need to change. And Sabretooth. Yeah, what do you think? I got to rank infinite 200, almost 200. Dexter, want to know a fun and top tier snap deck? I'm chilling. You're chilling? Oh, you mean like to that guy, or you're chilling like you don't want my deck? Fine. I like how Americans pronounce squirrel as squirrel.